Hi, welcome. I'm Melissa Virtue, and welcome. So I decided to begin at a little bit different time today, just to say hi and try this time. So I hope you all are doing so well. Thank you for joining me. So the light's playing with me today in the spot that I'm sitting in, and my vision is playing with me today. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm having some interesting vision of light going in and out. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. And so if you can't see me very well then you're not meant to. So that's okay, right? It's about the energy that we're sharing right here. So thank you for sharing your energy with me right now. You're also lovely. So I know that, hi Claire, thank you. I know that, there has been a lot of things coming up in the world, a lot of things arising that people are a little bit unsettled about. I recognize that we are all having some type of body reconfiguration, and that's what I'm being told to look at it as. And again, you choose, thank you, oh, thank you. You choose to see or describe what you're going through in your way. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest, because your truth is your truth, and you stand powerfully in that beautiful, radiant truth. And so I'm being told that our light is reconfiguring, okay? Our bodies are reconfiguring. So the light that shimmies, and I mean shimmy and shimmer around us, is reweaving itself. It's rebuilding, breaking down the old way of not only physical construction, but the energetic construction of us. And it's reconfiguring, reweaving it, adding in and awakening those strands of not only DNA that we have that were asleep before, that people used to call J-U and K DNA, right? But our physical and energetic DNAs, our physical and energetic light around us, and sacred geometrical shapes that make up us individually, okay? And so I keep seeing, and I know I've shared this before, but it comes in so strongly that I feel like I need to keep reiterating it. So I see this double caduceus, and it's golden, and it's very powerful, and there's a lot of, I'm going to say, Christ light, as well as the white light that is, it's almost, it's so bright. And I don't know if you've looked outside and seen the clouds are this very bright white now, right? They're not, in the late afternoon, they're not that yellowy kind of lemony color. They are white, and they are powerful, and they're super bright. And so I see this double caduceus weaving itself like this, and it's very long and tall, and I see it reconfiguring our bodies energetically and physically. And a lot of people may say, what? But I know you feel it on an energetic level as well as a physical level. A lot of people will feel this turn on and tune on in the back of the neck and the head, anywhere from where the shoulders join the neck to about this level. Might be feeling some really interesting, either tingling, sometimes it can feel like you can't move your neck. It can feel painful even, but there's a lot of reintegration and awakening going back there. There's an antenna back there for us, if you will, on a energetic level. So I could go on and say more about this, but just allow yourself to breathe through it, to know and trust that your highest self is allowing this integration and reconfiguration of your bodies. Sometimes that makes our emotions, have you ever seen a slinky, right? That's what they're showing me. So here I go. The metal slinky that goes like this, down the stairs. And so it's that kind of feeling that you're going over and over, dumping out and pouring back in, and dumping out and pouring back in. And that's okay, because you're emptying to refill yourself. You're the chalice of life. You are the tree of life. Okay? And you're beautiful, and you're powerful, and you connect really down into that earth and up to the celestial heavens and the starry sky. Okay? So, no, yay, Lee! I'm going to give a shout out to Lee. Know that your connection is so important, your individual connection. Whatever is going on with you, however you feel or are feeling at this time, you are important. Your energy and being and connection. And there's something that I keep seeing also that I want to share with you to practice, and you can do it in your own way. So I won't give you detailed instructions. I'm just going to give you the general printing of what I see, or the general dance of what I see, and you dance how you feel best. Okay? No, you have not lost your connection. You are on the right path. And those of you who are feeling like you've lost your connection, you're not. You're being put in a silent cocoon, so to speak. Okay? And the silent cocoon is allowing you to just be. And I feel like it's a cloak of protection to allow you to just breathe, take time for yourself, self-nourish, love yourself, trust your heart. Listen to your heart and say, is everything okay? Ask that question, is everything okay? You'll immediately get yes. The ego likes to follow that like a little dog, or, scurrying kind of animal is what I see on the back end, right? So trust yourself that you'll hear that, yes, everything's good, everything's fine, it's exactly where it needs to be. If you feel like you've lost your connection, it's just your guides and your teams of light, your ascension guides, your messengers of light, whatever you call them, they are having you just be in this cocoon for a little bit, just to kind of block out or let go of the rest of the world for a moment. Even if you feel like you can't, they're protecting you in this protection, this cocoon of protection. But it's so you can reconfigure, as I was just speaking about with the energetic bodies and the physical body, so you can reconfigure the way that you see, know, feel, remember, hear. It tunes up the ear cones, the eye cones are being adjusted. The heart is being expanded and opened. So, and I feel from some of you that you literally want to just break that open, right? And it's that part of yourself that wants to come forward and come out. Your truth, your being. You are beautiful. You are unconditionally loved, and you are unconditional love. You are. And we've been taught that we're not. You can heal yourself, and we've been taught that we can't. And none of that's true. What's happening if you feel, again, that you've lost your connection, yes, you are on the right path, is that you are being helped so deeply on the level of we are reconfiguring everything. Your guides and your highest self, they're going in and they are rewiring, if you will. But I see it as light. It's like light weaving. They're going in and they're weaving the light and undoing, that doesn't work, because you need to see in such a different state now. Your seeing will be clearer, meaning your visions, your third eye, they're going in, they're clearing that out. Like I said, tuning your ear cones. When I was, I think I was 15, and I was upstairs, and some of you may have heard me tell this story. I heard someone say, I heard my mom say, Melissa, come here. And, 15-year-old. I was like, okay, just a minute. And she was like, I need you now. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I thought she was going to go mow the lawn, And of course, being a busy teenager, I said, okay, I'm coming. And I walked out and I looked as I was walking down the stairs. We had a big bay window in our house. And I was walking down the stairs. I saw my mom outside mowing the lawn. And I was like, what? I don't understand. I just heard her voice as if she were yelling from downstairs to me very clearly. That was my mother's voice. And my ear cones kind of turned down because it scared me. I had no one to explain what that was to me. So I was thinking to myself, I don't know how I feel about that. And of course, now I know those are my guides trying to say, we need you right now to pay attention. But instead, I turned them down. That's okay. I turned them back up. And over time, I've turned them up and worked on them. And so the point is, you are just having that time of reconfiguration. And they helped me reconfigure my ear cones, right? And so our natural state of being, and someone said, is to be whole. That's right. Is to be whole, exactly. It's love. To vibrate in our natural state of love, right? Our unconditional love of self, because when we love ourselves, we love everybody else, right? Unconditionally, because we're connected to the all. We are connected to everything. We are really one. But we each are aspects of the divine, yes? And so we have our own unique coding and beautiful, hi, thank you for joining, and beautiful integrations and ways that we bring in things, ways that we express. And it's very important that we all do it in our ways to do it, because the world needs all of our ways, not just one. Because again, we are in the primordial womb of the Great Mother, right? We're in there creating, and we are part of her. She is part of us. There's no separation, okay? So this is our natural state of being, is love. And when we see what's going on in the world, right? If you've been paying attention, if you haven't, and then you've been called not to right now because you need that space to back away or cocoon or protect, that's great. You listen to your truth, your voice, your guides, all right? But again, sending love, because when we send love from our heart center, and a lot of people say, the violet flame and Christ light, or other people have different ways of doing it. That is right. That's great. What I hear is right from your heart. Anything that is really truly from your heart and from the intention of love, living love. It's the highest, right? Living love, prayers of living love. I send prayers of living love to these people. I send prayers of living love. Then that's really heart center, and that's opening to those beings that need it, to that place that needs it. Living love. Love is the highest resonance. And if that doesn't make sense to you, then that's fine. You have another part of that truth, right? Just like crystals, when we turn them around, we each have a different way of seeing what our truth is, okay? And yes, Joe, love is so powerful. It's the core of who we are. Hi, Maria. It's the core of who we are. It's how we truly operate and resonate. And it's also the more that we can work from our heart and truly send someone living love, and look at someone that may have frustrated us in the past on our path. Or there's a piece of that for us. Okay, what about myself? Did I feel frustrated? Why was I frustrated with that person? What are they reflecting back to me? How did I respond? Am I really just frustrated with how I responded, or how that made me feel? And I need to look at that. Most of the time, yes, there's something about ourselves. Sometimes, there's a different type of lesson involved with that. And it's a lesson of expanding your heart and saying, you know what? I recognize that person is probably scared, or has, it all goes back to fear, right? When someone feels doubtful about themselves or has low self-confidence, it's fear-based, right? Or they feel guilty about something, or jealous or anything like this. It goes back to that core fear. And so we want to send them love. And so if you want to take a time, and I'm going to go back to what they wanted me to share with you to do this week, but if you want to take that time to think of all the people, one person at a time, please, for yourself, that you feel that you need to send that living love to, because maybe they hurt you, or maybe you didn't have a great relationship or exchange of energy, even if it's someone you don't know, okay, or you had a thought about that you were irritated or you felt a certain way, then that will not only send that beauty and that healing to that person, but it sends it to yourself, okay, right back at you, right? And so it's this connection that you had with them, and then suddenly that cord, what some people call cords, that negative connection or hook in that might be feeding itself back and forth between you and someone else or you and you, it heals that, right? It just begins to send living love, living light, beingness of love and light, because you are at your core that right there. And so one at a time, you don't need to do this each day, but just as it arises, take time to do that, okay? And ask your guides how to do that, how you need to do that. But sometimes it's just sitting there with your hands on your heart space and thinking their name or saying their name out loud and just really feeling love, as seeing them as a child. And that's something else I want to talk about for a moment, okay? Before I go into what I see with the light grids. So for a moment, allow yourself to remember your magical child. And if you have children in your life, those magical children around you, or if you see them in your neighborhood or wherever you might encounter magical children, whatever you're feeling, they are feeling 1,000-fold. Okay? These children are really open and awakened, and they're just absorbing everything, you know. Some of them have learned to understand how to kind of cloak themselves or cocoon, but really their hearts are wide open. They are wide open and expanded. And so I'm going to say this for your magical child within as well, is that they want to come out. They want to have that expanded heart. And sometimes the barrage of things that come in can be wounding, right? And so, again, sending those children living love, right? And gratefulness, gratitude, because what they're doing is teaching us how to keep our hearts open, because they're not afraid. And even if they're, afraid in the human ways of, sleeping at night or the nightmares, or there's a lot of stuff coming in and a lot of things happening, but they're not afraid to use their hearts. They're not afraid to open their hearts and stand in that expansion of light, okay? And look at people and smile and say, oh, I love that person, right? So for yourself, that magical child within, hold him or her, hold that child in your arms. And even if you want to make that cradle or that, child here, and hold them and say, you are powerful, you are magical, you are living love and living light. And yes, you can do anything. I had an astrologer say once that I knew, say, it's not really possible that we can do anything that we choose. And because, charts and the way that planets and everything like that. That's not my truth. Is it yours? Because that's not my truth. That's how I felt. And I'm sharing this with you. No matter what your chart is, I asked the beings, the celestial beings up there, and I said, okay, are these charts just like finite? Is this what it is? No, this isn't what it is. You can be anything you choose. You can do anything that you believe in. Anything that your heart sings and says yes to, that is your truth. That is what you can do. You can do anything you choose. I do not believe that our charts are fixed. In fact, I hear from the celestial beings, and I'm talking about the planets, because they sing with resonance, right? Yay, I'm so glad to hear you guys say that, because I feel the same way. And I hear that too. And I hear that, no, everything is fluid and moving, and it can be rewoven, and it can be undone, and it can be reconfigured, because we're reconfigured. We're in the Great Sophic Womb. There is no way that anything is fixed like that. And so while I give so much gratitude and loving love to that person, I hope that their minds and hearts become opened from that, right? Because it really is that, and I want you to know this in your inner child, to know that you can do anything. You have everything within you. You are everything. All right? So trust that, know that no matter what anybody says. Remember, sometimes they reflect their own fears, that maybe they're afraid that they can't do truly what they want, or, So I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to share that with you because I feel like that right now what's happening is there's a lot of feelings like this, and a lot of people are saying, well, this is fixed, or how do I get out of this, or how. Your guides, you just ask your team of light and your guides to help you, your highest self to help you reconfigure what's going on. Your birth chart, because I've had other people ask me this, and when I do this, I'm hearing from the planetary beings themselves that your birth chart is not fixed. It's ever changing. You were just given a beautiful guide, a light guide, right? And so this light print that you were given, if you choose to have it looked at, or if you study astrology, is just for you to understand, but it's going to change, and it will continue to change. It's just a little bit of an understanding for what you came into this lifetime to evolve and shift and break out of, okay? Or loosen and allow that. I keep doing this because I just feel this from everyone. Loosen that heart and let it open and expand into the I am creator, creatrix. I am. Okay. Hi, Jessica. Okay, so now, hi, and I am glad, Shelley, being an astrology student, me too. I love astrology, and I love the weavings that it gives us and the understandings. And I love the fact that the planets are saying, oh, we just wanted to give you an understanding of where you were when you came in and some things to work with, and then let it go, loosen it, reweave it. And I heard also, my son said to me the other day, so what are all the planets in the solar system again? And I started naming off it, and I always say what we know of. This is what we know of so far. Or some people will say this, this is what I think, and then I'll say a little bit more. But my son said, actually, there's more. There's a lot more. And started saying some names, and I was like, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are so much more that we will be seeing. We will be seeing so much more. Just like within ourselves, we'll be seeing so much more coming out. Now, to kind of just wrap that up, yeah, I love that. So, yes, we can. I absolutely believe that too. They are, right? Right, Shelley? They're changing, and they do. I know. I love it. I love you guys. Okay, so for the last thing that I want to offer, yes. So the last thing I want to offer before I say a few things to answer some questions and things like that. Let me just check here. So, okay, is taking a moment to step outside. And if you can't step outside, that's okay. You don't have to step outside. Stepping outside allows us to feel all the elements, the wind, the earth. Even if you live in a concrete jungle, like I used to in New York City, you can still, and hi to you out there that live there still, but you can still stand on that pavement and dig down into the earth. She feels you no matter where you are because you vibrate and sing so radiantly, no matter how you're feeling. So if you can just stand or sit somewhere and breathe and allow your breath to reach down into the earth, and then feel your heart opening, and then the breath reaching up into the heavens. And again, you do this the way that you need to, but taking a few deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And then just for a moment, if you can feel this beautiful, I see it as a column of this very powerful white light, like we were saying earlier about the clouds being super white, almost so bright, this silvery white with a little bit of blue tinge on the sides, and I kind of see them waving like this, these waves. And because, you know, light vibrates, obviously it's not just a static thing, it has all this kind of things in it. So coming in, this column coming all the way down, all the way in, and I know that I don't need to go over the new chakras and all of that for you right now. So coming in and going down into the earth, and you'll start feeling the grid around you. This beautiful grid that connects you to the plants, the flowers, the trees, the animals, other people, and just allow yourself to be that chalice of light, which is life, right? And allow yourself to be that beautiful temple of light, because it fills you, it opens your heart, and it heals anything within you, but you're sending it also out. And as you do this, just the mantra in your mind, living love, I am living love, I am living love, and just repeating that. Okay, but again, you do that the way that you want to, and when you feel complete, then you finish that the way you want. But you'll find yourself on balance. You'll find that you feel supported and connected to so much life around you. Even if you felt lonely lately or isolated, you might even receive some visions or things that you hear, feel, remember, know. Okay, so I just keep hearing to connect with the light grid around the earth, the plants, the animals, the people, you know, sending them energy, the light, and the living love. Okay, and that's how I'll say it. So for the last few minutes before I need to go, let's see. So someone is asking, the heavy legs, the muscle aches, I'm glad that's beginning to subside. For a lot of us, there's been a lot of reconfiguration and a lot of, and we go through it in different ways. So just because someone may not be feeling, pain here and there, it doesn't mean they're not going through it. They could be going through it in a very emotional way or in a mental way, instead of the physical ways. Okay, so there was just a lot of letting go of, and especially your legs. I feel like that they're helping you reconfigure your womb space of moving forward in that pelvic area of, because you said muscle aches, but heavy legs. And legs are what takes the steps forward in our life, right? And so the pelvis has to shift forward. That means your womb space healing and all of that. And everybody has a womb, just so I'm going to say that, okay, energetically even. So your pelvis has to shift in space to take a step and an action step. So that's what's going on, okay? It's just all that reconfiguration, and your legs are saying, your guides are saying, okay, no taking steps right now. Just allow this healing to happen. Allow yourself to allow self-nourishment. But it can be very challenging, very challenging. Okay, so someone said, yay, you went on your night away with your husband. Yay, Claire, congratulations. Standing in your power, speaking your truth, feeling that courage and that courageous heart, that beautiful, courageous heart. 3 or 4 Venuses. So, yeah, I mean, if you think of it, I'm going to address this, because if you think of our past lives, our future lives, our dimensional selves, right? There's more than one dimension, of course, because, we're ascending, right? So we're that 5th dimension, here we go. And so I think of, I don't know why they're telling me this. It's for someone, so I'm going to say this before I continue, because this is connected to Venus, it's connected to the Pleiades and Ascension, is that the people that lived in Machu Picchu, archaeologists are like, well, we can't find anybody. We think this was just, I don't know. They say a whole bunch of different things. And so they think that they left Machu Picchu and started a new colony somewhere. But okay, so they ascended en masse, right? They reached that level of enlightenment. They ascended en masse. And so that's where those people went. This time we're all doing it together. We are all doing this together. Nobody's getting left behind. Okay, or I should say, the people that want to come are going to go. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But we are all doing this together. And so they were connected to Venus, and we did a lot of work with Venus. And so Venus is, as all the other planets, and just like us, there are different dimensional spaces. And so are there 3 or 4 Venuses? Yes. Yes, right? And there's a higher Venus and a lower Venus. There is, the highest self of Venus, just like we have a highest self as well. So there are different dimensions of planets, okay? And Venus is interesting, especially that you ask me about Venus, because that's what's going on right now, is that self-love, that unconditional love, and people picking on the moon and picking on Venus right now. And I'm going to say that humorously. Picking on them. That's okay. It's okay if they do. It's their truth right now. And so just trust you, trust your heart, trust your truth, and feel what you feel. That's all right. So let's see here.